Alright, welcome everybody. This is the ESOC Spartan Wars 2018 tournament, and this is quarterfinals of the winner's bracket. We have CG Striker versus TheMista, and this is a best of 5. Game 1 is being played on Arabia. TheMista is playing as the Egyptians, down in the south, and up top in the north we have Striker playing as the Celts. Alright, so Striker is starting with a storehouse on his berries. Ooh, he actually really should have built a storehouse here. He could have took that 2-for-1 storehouse so that it worked for the stone mine and also the berries, but he actually built it here, which I don't like. He's going for the very fast barracks, so very interesting. He's going to do a Spearman Rush on this map, so that can force Mista to make a really defensive town center, and he can also have the chance to snipe Mista's TC if Mista does try to make an aggressive TC and doesn't notice the spearmen. So Mista did build his storehouse on berries, and he is now researching Picker's Glove, so his berries will gather more efficiently. And Mista does scout the barracks right now, though, so that's big information for him. And there's some hunt a little bit out here, but he did not go on the hunt, so it's kind of smart and good because these spearmen would have pushed him off. Mista's using his priestess around and powers town center, and now he rallies a villager to a stone mine, so he's building a storehouse on stone mine, which means he's going for that early second town center, which is very standard on a very large map like this, and just in general, fast TC is the build. So Mista's keeping a scout right outside the barracks to be able to start hitting that first spearman that gets made, and there he goes. So he's going to start attacking the spearman, slow down the spearman rush, and take out some damage from that spearman. So this is very interesting. Usually people would say that Celts aren't good on large maps, or like, well, I mean, they do have some units that are actually really good. But I guess Celts' main strength is like pushing with like Death Ball fours, and that works better on like smaller maps. But their late game, they can be really good on large maps too, with like Horsemen and Carpentums. So this is a very interesting matchup. A lot of people play Egyptians on Arabia because Egyptians are really good late game, and they're just good on big maps. But in general, I think Celts beat Egyptians pretty hard. So this is very interesting to see this matchup played on this map. Usually you don't see Celts played on Arabia, but Celts might actually be pretty good on Arabia, especially if your opponent takes Egyptians. Looks like we are getting some lag here. Alright, so there are now still 2 more spearmen trying to attack the wood line here. Mista moves his priestess around to heal any villagers. And they do have 1 villager kind of stuck there, but it's still causing 4 villagers to be idle. This villager's not going to die. Mista's using his villagers to punch the spearmen, so that's pretty good. But all these villagers are not gathering wood, so that did cost quite a bit of gathering time for a unit that's 40 food, so hard to say who won that exchange. So Mista is now in age 2, and he's very close to having the resources needed for a second town center. Well, there's only 2 spearmen left here, and now spearmen's getting attacked even by the TC. Trying to focus the priestess of Ra, but these villagers and the scout are going to be able to kill this spearman. Might have to pull back the priestess of Ra. There he goes. He does pull the priestess of Ra back. There he goes. Saves the priestess of Ra. Now Mista builds a second TC very defensively, right on top of his first gold mine. So the spearman rush really didn't do much at all for Striker, and now he's gonna have his second TC much later than the Mista. So I think you probably say that spearman rush did not work out for Striker. It did force Mista to make a really defensive town center, but still Mista's TC will be much faster than Striker's. No, well, just Picker's Glove research so far for TheMista. Striker now just hitting H2. And we do have, well, maybe, actually I think we're only on one Priestess route right now. Yep, looks like Mista, he might have forgot. He did not make a second Priestess Ra. We usually always make a second Priestess Ra as soon as you get to H2. So he might have forgot, or maybe he wants to save that gold. Okay, no, now he does queue it up. So yeah, he slipped up there, made a little bit of a mistake. Spearman Rush might have threw him off of the standard play, so anytime there's, you know, big changes in gameplay, it can throw you off and you kind of forget what you usually would do. So his second Priestess Rod is going to get made quite a bit later. He's making a third one now too, even. So he might want to empower both TCs and these berries here. And so this is actually really smart, empowering these berries. I like this. He's going to heal up this Priestess, which is... oh, now he just goes to TC. Oh, and look at this. Oh, but Mista's going to scout it. Oh, no. That's such a shame. Mista scouts 2 forward barracks, so that kind of shuts this whole strategy down for the most part. Striker is just now got a second TC. And Striker just cancels it. He says it's scouted, it's pointless to try this. That's rough. Good job, good scouting by Mista. It's in such a strange spot to scout. Well, I guess Mista was scouting this part, which is normal. If Striker maybe should have put him a little bit further back here. Because Mista probably wouldn't have scouted this. He just saw because his scout was like right here, so he barely like saw that barracks. Mista is researching Chisel, which increases his gather rate on stone. And he does have 3 priestesses, one empowering 1 TC. Oh, he's empowering this town star because the villagers, training villagers from this TC, but there's also villagers dropping off resources. So that's really big, conservation and the +1 resource. And then he's also empowering these 2, which is really smart. 2 stables are going down for TheMista. He's floating quite a bit of resources here, actually. Not sure if he's trying to go H3 or what. He's just now his first 2 military buildings he saw. But he did scout those 2 barracks, so that might have had something to do with it. And there you go, Mista does throw down Temple of Set, so Mista's on his way to H3. Striker, not so much. He has 1 barracks and 1 archer range. And he's now researching Picker's Glove himself. Ooh, he does not have handsaw or pickaxe or a chisel, while Mista has all of them. So that's big. A lot of economy upgrade difference there for TheMista and Striker. A couple farms are already going down. He could go out for these berries, but he wants to play it safe. He's doing a fast H3, so he won't be able to have an army to defend these berries if Striker pushes. Oh wow, this is pretty interesting. Looks like Striker... Well, actually, I think these are costing... I think these are costing 200 wood, right? It costs the resources when you place the foundation, not when to the degree of how much is built. I'm pretty sure. So he just started producing 2, but I'm pretty sure that takes up 200 wood. Just to see if, okay, yeah, now he deletes it. I think he realizes that. 3rd town center is going up for Striker. Well, he was able to delete those and lose very little wood, so it gave him scouting information for that brief period of time while taking up wood that he might have just been floating otherwise. Striker's now on his way to H3. Mrs. Woodline is getting pretty sloppy here, dude. He does want to replace the Soros there. Slipping up there a little bit, but he is in H3, and he is now making chariot archers. Striker's on his way to H3. Let's get a villager count here. We got 44 villagers to 46, so pretty even villager-wise. Population-wise, though, there's quite a big gap already. Striker does hit H3, but he will not. Ooh, there are a lot of idle villagers. Usually you don't want to put too many villagers on one single resource, because then this happens and all of a sudden you have 18 idle villagers and your economy is going to take a huge hit. Third town center is going down for Striker. Ooh, he's got to notice these. He might be paying attention to this or this. But yeah, about 20 idle villagers, need to retest him ASAP. Striker is now making some slingers. Ooh man, that's huge idle economy right there. Making houses forward, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to scout with these houses or what, but interesting. There you go. 23 villagers marching. Oh boy, are they all trying? No, oh my gosh, Striker. No, don't tell me you're trying to put all these villagers on the berries. Oh, you gotta split this up much better. Yeah. Once these berries run out, the same thing's just gonna happen. And these villagers are all like bumping into each other. And here's a couple chariot archers. There's TC fire though, and one slinger, so they're actually gonna be able to deal with those chariot archers. Striker is floating a lot of resources right now. TheMista researching champion camels, so it looks like, and he's making chariot archers only right now, so I think he's gonna make some camels at some point though. Yeah, look at these villagers, not good, already some idled, and then as soon as these two run out, there's gonna be a lot more idled. Fortress is going down for TheMista. Give him a little bit more map control, and yeah, just protect this area. And he'll be able to get elephants if he chooses. He does have 2 armories up already, so he'll be able to get these armory upgrades pretty quickly once his resource income starts increasing more. And there he goes, he is already getting 2 armory upgrades, 1 from each. Oh yeah, do I have that sound bug? That's weird. It's been going on the entire time. That's unfortunate. I think I rarely have that, or this is like the first time I ever had that. I guess I could restart the game after this. Yeah, I do hear that. That's really annoying. Alright, let's get a village count here. 67 villagers to 72. Wow, Striker's actually trying to sneak to age 4 here, so I think this means he's going to be going for those champion carpentums. Very interesting. TheMista is making a couple elephants here, and he does have all... I wonder if he accidentally got camel champion. He doesn't have a single camel right now, but he did get champion camels already. "71 villagers to 77. So, let's see how many stables Striker has though. It looks like he's gonna have 2 stables only when he hits age 4, and he has like no wood. His economy is a bit mismacroed, so if TheMista sees this and attacks, it's gonna be tough for Striker. He needs time like desperately to get up an army, and we'll see if TheMista gives him the time needed or if TheMista just charges in right now. And it looks like TheMista's charging, and I think he saw that age up, and he's realizing now I gotta attack. And Striker's entire army is just extremely small right now. He is researching champion carpentums, but there's gonna be so few out. He only has like 2 stables, 3 stables. He's not getting his 4th stable up, but still, it's gonna be tough to say if it's gonna be enough. There are some slingers here, so slingers are in a good position here to deal with these chariot archers. Ooh, these villagers are moving in though. If Striker doesn't pull these back, he's gonna lose a lot of villagers. Oh boy, oh that is rough. Oh gosh, every single villager. That's a very good raid. 69 villagers to 78. That was pretty big there. Champion carpentums are now finished, and there are 3 carpentums on the field. Yeah, losing those villagers was really big actually. Striker's still down only 7 villagers, so not the biggest amount, but couple elephants are moving in now, and they're finding these slingers. Oh, and all of these gold villagers. TheMista's trapping them, moving in front of them, and every single villager is dead, and that is insanely huge. Very good job by TheMista blocking with his units. and that's basically a game-changing raid right there. So 78 villagers to now 61, and yeah, after that, it's gonna be pretty tough for Striker. He's starting to get more and more carbon tums out, but when your economy takes that big of a hit, it's gonna become very difficult. Another fortress is down for TheMista over here, and he's now working on his market line. And carbon tums are not going to try to start kiting. There are quite a few elephants on the field though, and they're going to tank so many shots here from these carbon tums. And now some villagers are exposed. Oh, he could have caught up to those, I think. Oh, these villagers went the wrong way. Where were they going? Oh my gosh, I don't know what happened there. I think he went to retask him and then maybe decided to run away. So Striker's just losing all of his villagers here. Doing a good job trying to kite these elephants, but taking just huge economy hits. 52 villagers to 80. Doing a really good job kiting these elephants, but he's just so far behind in economy right now that it's going to be tough. Yeah, very good job microing versus elephants. Carbon tum count is starting to get pretty high, which it does get scary, but he's just behind very far in economy, so he's not going to be able to continue to make carbon tums. Let's get a villager count. We have 47 villagers to 80, so that's just a huge, huge difference. Carbon tums need to start fighting and take some really good trades to kind of help Striker get back in this game. Yeah, no gold, actually zero villagers on gold, and wow, it looks like all of his gold mines are forward too, actually. Shoot, where was, okay, oh, he does have a gold mine here. I think Striker might have actually not scouted this. I think TheMista just scouted that. So that's huge. Striker needs to go to this gold mine. Oh, he does have a gold mine over here too. But 46 villagers to 84, that's the story right now. And TheMista making a forward siege workshop, and just start making rams. And rams are very good versus carbon tums because carbon tums do pierce damage, so rams just survive for a very long time. And TheMista is now in age 4. These carbon tums taking down this siege workshop fairly quickly though. If Striker can fix his economy, he could still be in this game. He needs to find this gold mine, or he is getting back on this gold mine, but yeah, not scouting this gold mine is huge. He needs to somehow scout that. He is retraining villagers now, trying to get the rest of his carbon tums over here. TheMista is now switching to camels. Looks like there is quite a bit of lag, actually, unfortunately. Couple markets are going down for Striker. And yeah, Striker now sitting at only 130 population, while not really being able to train units. Yeah, he just lost so many villagers to raids. If he didn't lose all the villagers, he would be in a much better position. But after losing that many villagers, it's gonna be very tough. Another siege workshop is going down for TheMista. At 45 villagers, only one playing on Arabia this late in the game. Yeah, can't really win a game with that low villager count. And TheMista taking out Striker's army here, and now these villagers are all exposed once again. And the gold mine does run out also.
I think I quickly got worse as soon as I played that game at one time. It just switched my whole mindset, man.
Yeah.
That was a disastrous day. I haven't been the same since.
Yeah.
There's some pork roast and slow cooker that's done.
Okay. Striker thrown down a wonder. Desperate wonder. The wonder gets denied. Interesting strategy there. Wait, how much resources did he lose there? Or he must have just queued up units or something. And there's the GG. Alright, so we'll take quickly these post-game stats. Current villagers, and as you see, Striker lost a lot of villagers to raids here. And that's basically the story of this game. Total resources gathered, very large difference. Is Twitch bugged for you guys still? Alright, just waiting for TheMista right now, looks like. And we will get underway with game 2 here shortly. Let me know in the chat, can you guys actually type? I think Twitch has been having some issues today, so the chat might not be working, which is always very unfortunate, but sometimes, you know, it's out of your control, can't do anything about it. Alright, so game 2, Striker chooses equal footing, Mista does not veto, and Striker is picking Norse while Mista is playing as Greek. Alright, here we go. We're underway with game 2 here in this best of 5 in the quarterfinals. CG Striker versus TheMista, playing on equal footing. And TheMista is up 1-0 in this best of 5. CG Striker is in the south playing as Norse, and Mista is up here in the north playing as the Greek. Looks like Striker's taking a really forward hunt here. He's going to be exposed if Mista does decide to make barracks in H1 and rush. Mista is going for a hunt. There's 2 boars next to his hunt, which is very nice. His hunt is a bit forward also, though. And neither player is going for very fast barracks. Both players started with a storehouse on their wood line, so we'll see if they do decide to make a barracks in H1 here. Alright, good. It sounds like we have that construction noise gone. And so not a whole lot going on right now. Mista did, okay, he's put 4 villagers onto his hunt here. He has at least 2 boars, so this hunt will last very long if he uses these boars here. Mista already rallying a villager to a stone mine, so he is building a storehouse on the stone mine, which means he's going for that early second TC. Take a look at Striker. He does have a barracks. He's building a barracks now with only his scout, actually. So he might task a villager, this new villager. Let's see if he, where does this villager go? Oh, he's going to the wood line. So the scout builds very slow, slower than a villager, and even a single villager building a barracks is really slow. So this barracks is going to take a very long time to get made, which I don't really like. I think there should be at least 1 villager building this along with the scout. So it looks like Striker, unless if he's thinking of doing like a tower rush, not really H1 rush, but so he could be doing that. We'll see what Striker is planning here. Mista's already on his way to H2 though, 13 population age up, so which is equal to 12 villagers. So he's aging up very early. He's just gonna try to get that TC very quickly. And Striker is not building a storehouse on his stone mine. His barracks is still like just a little bit more than halfway built. And he's on his way to H2. So yeah, it looks like this barracks wasn't meant for an H1 rush, but it looks like it's going to be made for early H2 aggression. And Villager's going on to the stone mine, so this could either be a second TC or this could be towers for Striker. Mista is now about to hit H2, and his macro is very good. Needs a little bit more stone, and he's able to research handsaw while having constant villager production. So basically perfect macro, just about. And he's going to be able to place down a second town center in just a second. Let's see, where does Mista choose to place his second TC? Does he go aggressive? He goes more so defensive. He could have built it really, here would have been a very nice location, but that would have been a bit more risky. So he builds it a tiny bit forward while acting as a storehouse for this gold mine, so works out pretty nicely for him. And Striker's making a throwing axeman already, which means this stone is probably meant for towers and not a town center. Yeah, otherwise he wouldn't be making, probably wouldn't be making these military units. He's now have 2 throwing axemen, queuing up a third. Now moving on to this hunt source. He does have, he could go TC right now though actually, so maybe he is doing that. He just wanted to get a couple throwing axemen. Okay, so he's going town center, and pretty nice location. It's on this gold mine, and there were 2 boars right around here, so he could probably kill the boars right underneath the town center, which will be very nice for him. And Mista is also throwing up a barracks, kind of interesting, on top of the TC. He's not going to be able to farm there, but he might not try to farm on the second TC anyways. And I guess maybe more of a wall also. So there are a few throwing axemen. Maybe he's using them more defensively. I was trying to attack. Oh, don't do that. Just use your TC. When the TC gets built, you can have your town center attack them. Oh, he's actually. This is actually isn't smart, to be honest. I guess maybe Striker doesn't know. When you attack him, oh, he's gonna lose the throwing axeman. Oh no, that is very bad. He just lost the throwing axeman for no reason and lost a little bit of HP on his second throwing axeman. If you just right click on the board would attack the town center, and then it would die perfectly right underneath the town center like that one did, without taking any damage from your units. And we have second barracks going down for Striker. And in archery range, 2 archery ranges are going down for the Mista. Mista does lose a scout here. Single Spearman is trying to raid Striker's villager here. He does have throwing axeman to deal with it, but if he doesn't pull back this villager's gonna die. Oh no, he's not. Okay, there he goes. He does now pull him back. Okay, the villager does live, and the Spearman is probably gonna die, or just be really low HP. That's fine either way. Creek can't heal units in H2, so you just have a very low HP unit that also takes up population, so it's actually not bad at all. Couple houses being built out here, looks like for scouting information, building them a little bit out. Striker researching Picker's Glove, Mista researching Loom for increased villager hit points. And looks like he's going Spearmint Hoaxty composition, which is very, very strong versus Norse, as Norse doesn't have the best counter to archers in H2. So we do have 2 stables going down for Striker and 2 barrackses. And another longhouse is going down for Striker. Longhouses cost 100 wood, but they give you 10 population, and you can also rally villagers in your longhouses if any raids come nearby. But they also make for very good raiding targets because they only have 250 more HP than a house, and they give, it gives you 10 population. So if you lose a longhouse, it hurts Norse quite a bit. Second barracks is going down for the Mista. Mista just continuing to make units and play defensive here. Might be going for that Greek timing push. It looks like Striker is now moving out with his throwing axemen. And a couple raiders. Trying to see if there's any weak points in Mista. And here we go. This would be... Oh, Mista moving his units away kind of luckily just in time. That would have been a nice exchange if Striker caught those few units out of position. And this storehouse is going to give Mista scouting information. So now Mista knows these throwing axemen are here. Mista's moving out himself. He could try to trap these throwing axemen, or it looks like he's just going to push himself. Striker does kill a villager building his house. Very nice. And he should attack. He does attack this one now. Nice. Oh, but Striker's army's out of position. He got to pull these units back. Okay. And now Striker's coming back with these throwing axemen. If Striker plays this right, he could get a good surround. And here we go. This is going to be a very big engagement. Throwing axemen are now moving in. And these raiders. And Striker's also going to have defender's advantage. Moving his raiders in very good position. Ooh, attack. There it goes. A couple of spearmen are on the raiders. But all these throwing axemen are here at the same time. And I think this is going to be a very good trade for Striker. He needs to put his throwing axemen around this side of the forest to trap these. And it looks like that's what he's doing while moving his raiders at the same time. So very good. If he can trap these Toasty, this would be very big. He needs to cut them off, and it looks like Striker's doing exactly that. Yeah, Striker's going to perfectly cut these off. He has house right now, though, and he is flowing a lot of resources. Perfect. Killing Mista's entire army here. Very, very good trade for Striker right there. So that was a big hit to Mista. Let's get a villager count, 45 villagers to 48. So that was a very good job by Striker, but he is floating a lot more resources. He needs to spend his resources, while Mista's overall macro is just quite a bit better. And now Striker's moving out. Mista does have a large army still, though. Ooh, Striker might be able to pick off a few villagers here, though. And I think he's going to. Mista paying attention to these raiders. One villager goes down for Mista. And Striker has his raiders in Mista's wood line doing a lot of damage. So Striker's looking very good here. He needs to he does pull these throwing axemen back. Perfect timing. The raiders, though, needs to pull these back. Spearmen are not getting over there. And Striker pulls them back in time. So Striker is looking very good this game. He does lose a couple. He's losing a few more throwing axemen. He did lose a few raiders, but he did idle quite a few villagers and maybe kill a few. 47 villagers to 50. Mista still ahead in villagers by a little bit, though, even while losing a few. Striker's trying to sneak to H3, so that's interesting. That could give Mista a very good timing window to push, though. Oh, and Striker's building a forward stable that he could lose this. Due to a timing push. And Mista's army is starting to look really scary here. Yeah, and Mista's now going to push. So this, yeah, not good. Striker's building his military buildings forward here, but he's not going to have the army to defend these. And he is doing a little bit of raiding. There are some spearmen here, though. Striker does have quite a few resources in his bank. He needs to throw down some more longhouses. Oh, he has a lot of vital villagers right here, though. He is keeping up with these raids. There are spearmen here, though. Yeah, Striker, he is going to be H3 pretty soon here. Mista is moving in underneath 2 TC fire, though. It needs to pull back these villagers. This is a good place for Striker to fight, actually. He can't fight right now, though. He doesn't have the army large enough. He's going to be H3 shortly here. He needs to get some more houses down, though. He has resources to make quite a few units, but he's house blocked right now. There he goes. He's now building his longhouses. Finally, retasked these idle villagers. Oh, the raiders are going to cut off, but I think Striker needs more time, though. He just aged up. His army is pretty small at this point. He's now making bowmen from his archer ranges, which is good, but he's only at 112 population compared to 150 from Mista. It looks like he's going to try to take this engagement here. I think it's going to be too soon. Oh, and a big chunk of reinforcements coming from Mista. This is going to be tough. With defender's advantage, possibly Striker can be okay here. He's still floating quite a bit of resources, and his population is just slower totally. Yeah, bad engage for Striker. He just needed more time, really. He needs to try to get max population and then take an engagement. But he's running low on gold, though. And yeah, now all of a sudden these forward military buildings are in very bad positions, and Striker's army is just looking very small. And Striker was looking very good for a while, but now all of a sudden it's looking a little bit rough. He is trying to just raid and kind of ignore this army and just do some economy damage. The spearmen are now coming in from Mista. Let's see, villager count 52 villagers to 65. So even with this little bit of rating, I think Striker's just slipping in villager production. So Mista's economy is ahead anyways. And now all of a sudden it's looking pretty rough for Striker. That strong timing push from the Greek. Kind of just as Striker aged up. Ooh, there are a lot of exposed villagers here for Mista. If you would find these. Striker is going for the surround now though. And there's actually not many spearmen. There's a few spearmen. But at the same time, Striker's army is pretty small himself. He does have some skirmishers. So he looks like he's going to push Mista back a little bit here. But then here's the second force of the Mista. They finally group up, and now this army looks much scarier. So I think the chat might still be bugged. I'm not seeing any chat going on. So 48 villagers to 71. Now that villager gap is huge. Striker had quite a large time of not training villagers. So Striker was looking really good. That first engagement was very good for Striker. He had quite a bit, he had a bit of a lead after that first engagement where he tried to miss his army. However, after that, he tried to sneak to H3, and Mista just punished him. And now it's looking very rough for Striker as he's behind in military and very far behind in economy. But yeah, Striker played pretty well overall here. He was at a point winning versus the Mista, which is not an easy task. Not many players have ever even had a lead versus Mista. Mista's now throwing up his towers to just get more map control here. Striker does sneak some villagers onto this gold mine though. It looks like Mista might have actually found it. Or he's probably just scouting it just to scout the gold mines. I don't know if Mista saw it at all. He's probably just saw a gold mine here thinking he's kind of got Striker trapped. So let me scout this gold mine, see if there's any villagers there. Champion Raiders do find these villagers though, so they're going to make pretty quick work of these villagers. Champion Raiders are very good raiders. A few of them did manage to get into the tower though. But still, the economy, 48 villagers to 75. Not much you can do when you're that far behind in economy. Champion Raiders are trying to even this up as they're insanely good raiders. Oh, attack, attack. Oh, you actually decided to run away there. Probably should have just sacrificed them and attack those villagers. And ooh, spearmen are finding these champion raiders. "48 villagers to 77. That is the story once again. Nice walls from the Mista, using his houses as walls too. Some Age of Mythology type of play here. And now we have some Forward Siege workshops down for Mista, so he's going to be able to start making rams. Striker does have a pretty large force here, and he's going for a surround, although the Raiders got on top of the Spearmen, which is not what he wants to do. He's kind of allowing the Bowmen to get onto these Tokes, though. There is a large Bowman force here from Striker. But he is fighting underneath these two towers. Striker taking a pretty good engage overall, though. I think he is starting to take down these towers actually with his range ball, but yeah, he is losing units while doing this, so kind of being forced to retreat. And 45 villagers to 83. Another tower is coming down for the Mista over here. And this gold mine is running pretty low, so once this gold mine runs out, Striker does have a lot of gold stacked though. But yeah, once that gold mine runs out and his bank runs out, he'll be having a hard time finding gold. Yeah, 49 villagers still, so Striker's not really replacing his villagers like he could be. Yeah, when you can't go into the mid-late game with a villager count that low. And now Mista's throwing down a fortress and some more towers, so really just taking map control everywhere here. He upgraded his towers. And there's luckily, there's a TC here to protect Mista's villagers. And we now have 50 villagers to 88. Striker kind of closing the gap a tiny bit, but still very far behind in the economy. He's got a couple of his villagers very exposed here also. Oh, we're losing more villagers here to these towers. So Striker just getting cornered, getting trapped here. Mista pretty much everywhere, taking this map control. "38 villagers only. 38 villagers to 80. So it's just a matter of time at this point. Mista's bank is just increasing more and more, while Striker's is not increasing very much due to his low economy. A few more siege workshops are going down for Mista, so it looks like he didn't use the siege workshops for rams, but seems to be using them for ballistas instead, as I think he's going to want to be going H3 here pretty soon. And now Striker, oh, we're getting our lag spike. Fortunately, it's lagging a little bit here and there. Striker moving out, trying to take down these towers, but... And here's the main force from the Mista moving in from behind at the same time. And Striker sees that he has to retreat here. And it looks like Mista's army does look pretty small here. I wonder, is that his entire army? Could be that, and Striker's moving in with all of his raiders. All the rest of his army's out of position, though. That would have been a much better surround if the rest of his army was there. But even Striker might still be getting a good trade here. All of his raiders do go down, but he does still have a large mass of bowmen. But now this fortress is attacking this bowman mass. And there's the GG. Striker's economy just very far behind, and he has no way of gathering gold right now. More units attacking over here. Alright, so I wonder, hopefully I had the score right. I did, nice. Alright, so it's now 2-0 in this best of 5. Yep, Striker's villager production was low. And all resources gathered, that's the story. Outgathered by almost 10,000 resources. Villagers 67 to 122. Take a look at the current villager chart. And yeah, Striker's economy was just very low. Alright, it is Striker's turn to pick the map again since he lost the previous game. towers around Mista's new strategy with Greek, making a new metagame. Striker says Oasis with a question mark as if he's not sure himself. Alright, so they'll be playing on Oasis. Alright, I'm seeing eagerly in the chat, so maybe the chat is working, I don't know, or maybe it's working for some people. Alright, and we're ready for game 3 here. Alright, this is game 3 in the ESOC Spartan Wars 2018 tournament. TheMista versus CG Striker in the quarterfinals of the winner bracket. This is best of 5, and Mista is up 2-0 right now, so Striker needs to win this game to survive and keep this series going. Otherwise, if Striker loses, then he will move on to the losers bracket. Mista will advance to the next round of the winners bracket. So already very interesting opening from both these players, as Mista has invented the metagame for Oasis, and interesting he decides to pick Egyptians. So very interesting game, very funny looking game already. Mista's building a dock with 3 villagers and empowering with his Priestess of Ra, while Striker's doing the exact same thing. He just doesn't have a Priestess of Ra. And now they're using both of their villagers to gather fish. And now Mista's using his new villagers to build a storehouse on his wood line. And Striker's doing the exact same thing. So, like, mirrored openings on Oasis, which is very funny. Very funny openings. Alright, so let's see. Are we going to see fishing boats made here, or are they going for more of a fast H2 and try to get ships out as soon as possible? Both players have scouted this. Alright, so very funny opening to Oasis. As you see, this is a very small map, smallest map in the map pool. And there's this shallow area of water here. Looks like we're getting a little bit of lag, and it's tough with these two players. The fish are still hopping. Fishing boat is queued up for Striker, and Mista actually got his wood a little bit later, so he now queues up his fishing boat. Wonder why Mista's wood came so much later. Alright, so Striker's gonna have his first fishing boat out. Like maybe 10 seconds before Mista's, maybe 5 seconds. Ooh, he could use his. I wonder if he would snipe this priestess. Does he go? Is he sniping? Oh, the villager. Refocus the priestess. Use the scout. He is sniping the priestess of Ra. So this priestess of Ra is going to be forced to fall back. Mista actually starts healing villager, but now he realizes, oh, you know, my priestess is getting attacked. So very nice. Just attacking a couple attacks forces the priestess to move off there. Oh, but Striker's still shooting at this fishing boat, which is not smart. There he goes. Now he retasked it onto fish. Mista's queuing up a second fishing boat, so Mista just moves his priestess around onto this wood line. Ooh, Striker should have followed the priestess, and then he could have kept attacking the priestess and forced the priestess to empower TC and not the wood line. 3 houses are being built for Striker, which are required to advance to the next stage. So Mista actually queuing up a third fishing boat. Striker also queuing up a second. neither of them are going for trying to get a trireme or warship out very quickly. Temple of Ra is being built by 2 villagers from TheMista. He just pulled back all 3 villagers here. Actually puts them on this gold mine, forward gold mine, which is very interesting, and builds a house here. If Mista does manage to lose this fort position, this would be a lot of damage to him. Striker's now on his way to H2. Mista's also on his way to H2. Mista is going to get to H2 before Striker, but he doesn't have the wood right now to build a trireme. He does have a couple. Okay, he does cancel that one house, and now he does have the wood to build a trireme. Oh, and Striker is not gonna have the wood to build it as soon as he gets to H2 here. Oh my God, he has a couple idle villagers. No, no, no. What are you doing? Hopefully they appear idle. There he goes. He retasked them. I'm not sure how long they were idled there. Striker has a lot of food. And yeah, this is already looking very rough for Striker. Oh, the fishing boats are now focusing down the villagers. This trireme is popping, and Swan Ship is now just queued up for Striker. And these 2 fishing boats are now exposed. He's going to try to dodge shots as much as he can, maybe try to repair here. Needs to keep trying to dodge, keep these boats alive. Nope, he's just focusing somewhere else. Swan Ship is about to pop though, but there's still 3 fishing boats. Needs to probably focus down the fishing boats with the Swan Ship here. Strong Swan Ship is out on the field, but 3 fishing boats are repaired. There's no way you're going to kill this boat, and a second trireme is shortly going to be out. Need to focus down the fishing boats, not the galley, not the trireme. As you see, there we go. Needs to queue up a Swan Ship. And yeah, 1 Swan Ship versus 2 galleys and 3 fishing boats, not going to be good. And Striker not moving. The Swan Ship just dies. He now, I think, gives up and is just switching to gold mine. And we have a second dock coming down for the Mista on Oasis. I've never seen this before. He might cancel this though, as he sees. I think he's queuing up another fishing boat and researching nettlers. He just still have this dock foundation placed. I think he's gonna cancel it though. Striker completely gives up on sea here. He did only train 1 Swan Ship and 2 fishing boats, but it's still pretty big hit giving up the sea here. 4 fishing boats can do a huge boost in Mista's economy, and he's gonna have 2 triremes here to help with map control. Now 2 barracks are going down for the Mista, and even a 3rd barracks. Now Mista is building Soros on Stone Mine, so he's going to be going for a 2nd TC also. Kind of interesting doing 3 barracks and then Soros on Stone. He's not going to really be able to produce from 3 barracks and work on his TC. Second TC is now being built for Striker, pretty far forward here. And ooh, Mista does see this. He is now starting to attack the TC. He can't focus on the villagers. He's attacking the TC. It's going to do quite a bit of damage to this town center. I think the TC will get up, but it might only have like half HP. He's now rallying his axemen to maybe try to go there. Oh, so Mista cancels focusing the TC, and now it just goes for the dock. The first axeman is approaching, but I think this TC is about to be built. If he finds, he does focus low HP villager, it looks like, but I think this TC is about to be placed right now. He pops these villagers in. Yep, there we go. TC is up, pops villagers in. Villagers are safe. Needs to now retask the villagers to some resources though. And there's already a large number of axemen out for the Mista. Wow! Oh wow! Striker actually just resigns. He just taps out. Calls the GG. Saw how many axemen there were already, while Striker doesn't even have a military building place, and I think his macros is just kind of way off here. Does he not have proper gold spawns? I mean, he does have his starting gold mine, which is huge. Nah, I think it's fine. Does he not see his starting gold mine? He's like building a storehouse on this gold mine, which is insane. Did that not type? He has a storehouse on this gold mine, but he's like starting to build a storehouse on this gold mine too. I mean, he has. It's pretty typical Oasis. Yeah, its resources are balanced. Alright, so quick end to this game 3. That gives Mista the series win at 3-0.